Five, four, three, two, one, go.
All right. Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me just fix this here. All right. So, if you all are hearing me or you will feel me, we are live. We are live. We are live. Let me just fix something here because I realize that Let me just fix something here. Hold on. So we are back. We are back. We are back. And It's an impromptu live tonight. I want you to share it. Share the live, please, and let people know that we are here and we are broadcasting live, and you hear me on the live. Just see something here. Hmm. All right, just let the people know and that we are live and it's an impromptu live tonight. Just let me know if you wanna see me. Good night. Let me just put up something. Hey, good, good night. Right. Yeah. I wonder if everybody's seeing me on this live here tonight. I wonder if people see me. Just deal with it and because I just can't handle the stress sometimes with the whole mobile, doing it from a mobile and as compared to doing it in computer. But let's go. I want to find out from Kamala Prasad Bisesa, what is the real story in doing governance or delivering good governance to the people of Trinidad and Tobago? What is their real story? Why are they so fictitious on talking foolishness about drug cartels and the PNM and PNM funding drug cartels? Mhm. What is the whole modus? What is the whole modus operandi? Why are they going on that road and talking shit? And we supposed to allow them to continue to talk the shit. Because why? They are the government of Trinidad and Tobago. They are people who literally supporting the foolishness and backing them with that nonsense. That they even had the tenacity to stand up in the parliament and put out in the public domain a piece of documentation where a change of directorship took place, which I will get in more into great details on Sunday with Melba. But what was even more confusing is that they keep talking about who get $2 million in contract, $2 million in contracts, in CPEP contracts, and CPEP and $2 million from 2021 to 2025. 2021 to 2025 is a very long time. That's a very, very long, long, long time. And for people to be talking about something that happened, or what a man get, what, $2 million? $2 million in contracts over a 4 or 5 year period, and you can't up to now state what are the contracts that was given, that was awarded to these people, but you just putting it out there in the public domain and everybody going with it because why? It sounds good. Oh, they gave the former mayor $2.2 million in contract. They run with that. Oh, Kareem get $2.7 million in contract. They run with that. Where's the documentation? Where is the documentation? Where's the information to provide to the public about this contract that they're talking about? Where it is? And they seem not to be able to provide the contract that they're talking about. Yet they have everybody only going on the road and talking about, hey, you see how much money, you see how much contracts, or how much money um this one get, or this one get, or that one get. You see how much contracts they get, and everybody seems to be going down that road. Everybody seems to be going down that road. And it makes you wonder. It makes you wonder, where are we going as a society? So a man can come and put out that information and say, well, Fearless Warrior had $8 million in contract and everybody going with that. That's how we just operate now in this society. Is that how we just operate now in this society? We publish your name, we publish your thing, your company, and we say you get $7 million in contracts, and that is the deal. Or you get $2 million in contract, and that is the deal. And that's why you see, I have always been straightforward with people because I have nothing to hide. I have nothing to hide. Nobody, they can't wake up in the morning and say, well, say let's go get $2 million or $3 million or $4 million in contract. I have come out and I have made it publicly clear that I was under reforestation way and I made it very clear that I had a contract and I defended to keep my contract. But I never had no contract after COVID, the 20. So when I hear people talking about this one get $2 million in contract, $2 million in what? They call it for extra work, they go out and they do extra duty. They call it for this, they go out and do that because carnival time they had to pay money extra. They can't pay the same money. They may call it because they have a flood somewhere. They wanted to come and do a special project cleaning up. They call about 10 teams or 10 companies to help clean up this thing quick so that it wouldn't get out of hand. What is the problem? Why is this government so stupid to just be putting out a piece of document with all the requisite, without they say, well, okay, did they follow proper tendering procedure? If it didn't follow the proper tendering procedure, well then I could have said, well, okay, then the government, the opposition is guilty of that. But oh, you can't put out that because it never happened. Or you can't put out the contract because you don't want the public to see what kind of contracts they was getting because it really wasn't that petty contract that mounted up to about 2 point some to $2 million because a contractor will get $20,000 a month. So when you add it up, $20,000 for a CPAP contractor by 12 years, or you do the math, and then multiply that by 5 years. Do the math because 20 by 10 is 200. So that $200,000 they go right there. And then 20 plus 20, like 40. So like 240. So 240 by 5. Do the maths. Do the maths. Let me see where they going with the shit with the talking. And then out of that $20,000, you have to pay administrative fee. You have to pay your workers, not your workers. You have to pay the your staff in the office, your accountant. You have to pay, and then the directors get the share of the rest. And you still have to put aside something so that in case anything happen, you could buy oil and the gas and all them different things. So what is the problem? What is the problem? They feel people can't come out and talk about these things. Then the second person who are trying to say, oh, this is Mayor San Fernando get $2 million in contract. Okay, and what is the problem with that? So he not entitled to apply for contract? He wasn't entitled to apply for anything? And even if he had a CPF contract, he wasn't entitled to apply for other contracts just to keep the thing turning over? So you get one contract and you're supposed to be contented with that? But when you talk about these things, everybody is vexed because why? Oh, you're a black man get that money, $2 million. Oh, that's plenty money. You know I can do with $2 million? What you can do with $2 million, really and truly, when you had to split it over a period of time. Because you ain't getting $2 million just so. You're not getting $2 million just so. So don't let nobody fool you and mama you with foolishness. And that's why you see the love to put in the black man head. Because this is a race war that is taking place in Trinidad and Tobago. Us versus them versus we. While others getting away scot free with millions and millions and millions of dollars in tax exemptions and all these different things. What is $2 million in contract over a 5-year period? Oh, there ain't no money. There ain't not no money. Because if you had to buy, let me say something go wrong with your worker, you had to pay money to fix it. If something go wrong with this, you had to pay money for things. What is wrong with that? And when you start up as a CPF contractor, you had to make sure you have your money to pay for them things in advance. They don't tell you that now. You gotta make sure you have all your bases covered. So when they're talking, I never had a CPF contract and I know it is. Because I've always told people I've been around people who have and who had to go through the process. But everybody believes it's like abracadabra, you get a contract and that's it. It do work so. And I said I want to come on and share that. I don't care how much, if it's 20, 50, 100. I don't give a damn. Because the truth needs to be told to people. Because Sunday I will get in more in detail into some of these documentation that's spreading that have no basis in the public domain. Even though it is a publicly trading company, or even if it's public, that they could go up on the registry. But what is it doing in the public domain? What's the purpose of? Give me a break, now, man. Give me a break. You go to court with that, you lost from the time you enter. Where with that document? Well, well, they tell me he get 2 point something million dollars in contract, and the mayor get $2 million in contract, and the this one get where's the contracts? Where's the documentation to prove all what you're bringing in the public domain? Where it is? Well, did they follow tender procedure? Where it is? Where's the documents? Why would you want to come and put something in the public domain that has no basis, no facts, nothing at all? And you know what is disappointing? You know what is disappointing is that certain legal luminaries, people with letters behind the name of Bachelor of Science and in politics and all that shit, they jump up and went on the bandwagon and accusing and making all kind of accusations. And when I say, well, where is the documentation? Where is the documentation? Where is the contract? Where is proof? There is none. But the only thing you have is propaganda and bacchanal to put out just one page of a change of directorship, and that is it. Imagine that. And that is how, because why? Because Kareem and them embarrassing in the parliament right now. Or you can't answer a question to the standing committee. And that's why I told people I don't want to hear that shit face read no budget presentation. I don't want to hear you reading no budget presentation. The standing committee is more important. Where the finance standing committee is more important. Because you know why? That is where you're hearing where the money is spending. That is when you're hearing who and what and when and why and where it going and allocations and this and that. The real truth. Not the mama guy talk and bacchanal for a whole 3 hours of shit. But the real deal is in that standing finance committee. And because the PNM have the UNC going in the parliament, going jamming them hard, that they can't answer the question. They come up with a thing. Oh, Kareem get 2.7 million dollars, and the mayor get $2 million in contract. And what's your time period? 2021 to 2025. Good bullshit. Good serious bullshit. And this is the people. This is the kind of jackassness that we have as a government running this country with no evidence, no proof, not one man. But they want to put the political leader before the privilege committee because she questioned the authority of the and questioned the speaker and his biasness in the house when everybody's seeing it. But they get a loopy dog to come and talk that foolishness to the people to put the opposition leader to try and put the opposition leader out of parliament like what they did to Dr. Rowley. It's just a playbook happening all over and all over and all over and all over again. And they want people to fall for that gullible lies and deception. But the people are not stupid. You're having job fair. You're having job fair. And you have something called the civil service of Trinidad and Tobago. The civil service of Trinidad and Tobago, or we will call service commission, they want to fill 20,000 vacancies. You can't be putting it out in the public domain. You gotta fill these vacancies, and you have people who work in the public service over how much years that's supposed to get those positions. But you talking about you have 20,000 positions to fill in the public service? Teachers, this one, that one, this one. Come on, who you fooling? Who you fooling? Service Commission is there. It is enshrined in our constitution. That is one of the basis of why we get independence as a mandatory thing, so that they will have a level of independence when it comes to hiring and firing in the public service. But you see, when you have Kamala Person Bisasan, they want to mama guy people and give them old talk and bacchanal and have nothing to back it up. That is the foolishness that it is get. That is the reality that it is get. And they will continue to try to give us that level of stupidity and jackassness every day. Because you know why? It sounds good. Port of Spain is being destroyed. Corporation workers may have to go home because they don't have the money. Because Kamala forcing that to take place. Imagine that you forcing a corporation to fire people for no reason. Because you know there's a reason. Because you don't like how it have too much people working in the Port of Spain Corporation and all the PNM corporations. You want to get rid of people. So after these people put out so much a years of service and the permanent, you trying to force them to get rid of them. Because if there's no money to pay, how you paying them? How they paying? How they being paid? It's not about bacchanal and thing anymore, you know. It's about how one lie went from 1 to 100 in a matter of days. And then when they're ready now, they send out the spin doctor, Philip Alexander, to spin it. And when you're fighting, there are those who still have this mentality of believing that they know what is best for the ground or what is best for the people here, that they can reach the people's ear. So they start them off to fight like crab in a barrel. And the more they keep pushing, because only black people are trying to do that too. And I'm being realistic tonight. Because a lot of people don't like to talk about it, but I would say it. And every parliamentarian inside of them know it. Because it's a divide and rule syndrome. If I get majority the Africans, in Trinidad and Tobago to start singing that song that the piano bad and this one bad and that one bad. Right, I get them good. Can't make them look too good. Let them deal with their own. Let them fire them. Let them get rid of them. So nobody can say the government do it. But if you doing it because you ain't giving the money to pay the people. But every time you come up with some tripping it, but from 2021 to 2025, this one get a $2 million contract and this one get a $2.7 million contract with no evidence. And that is what this administration continues to do. Present information in the public domain with no information, with no evidence. Because what I will tell you is the information they put out is that there was a change of directors. Yeah, there was a change of directors on one paper, but to the bottom of the paper, $2.7 million in contract from from 2021 to 2025, and that's it. And media houses running with that, so that they will go and ask now Kareem or ask um the former mayor $2 million in contract. Can you tell us what this contract was thing? And how come they don't go and ask some of these big firms that Kamala make billionaires overnight? Overnight, they didn't do it over a period of 5 years. They do it over a period of 1 month. Register today and they get billions tomorrow. How come Kamala didn't do that? Ask where is the contract for these people? How come she didn't do that? Why she don't come out and show the evidence of where the wastewater management treatment plant has to pay back the country all the millions of dollars that up to now she can't come to the public and give an account of that? Why she can't talk about that? Why is the media not running them down for that? But they put out something and everybody, oh, and look, and yeah, oh, 2 point thing, and they go on with that. Go on with that. And they go on with that. Lock, stock, and barrel. They put it, and they're shipping it off, because I keep telling you, that is to tell you how gullible and they know how to play on people's minds with the lies and deception. When, so if I get $2 million in contract, sometimes you get the $2 million in contract and the amount of things you gotta go through. Because they get about training in certain communities, you gotta go by the man who claim to be running the community. And you gotta pay he a certain portion of money. Just take you out the work in the community so they wouldn't come and harass you to do the work in their own community. Because them want we gotta eat, we gotta eat our food off of that contract, the contract has nothing in it, but they want something off of that. That might be a little small drain contract, a $50,000 thing. But a man telling you about 25. And you from them had to negotiate with he. Yeah, you can't get that, you get 10, because if you get that, this is all the material we have to pay, and it's oil lossing out. Then you might get another one. And I can tell you how this break down. By the time you don't get something of that contract, because according to who you take to work in the contract too, you might even see a money in that contract because you might bust in the contract, doing the contract, just to make sure that you get this contract finished so that you can get next one somewhere else out in a community. But just to prove that you can do the work under that kind of condition and pressure, So they can get one other places where they can go and function normal. You had to bust sometimes on some projects in order to make it on some other projects. And this administration want to put out what? $2 million the mayor get in contract. 2.5 million Kareem get in contract. And people want to run with that. Ooh, you see? And them living right in the community. And them in the, because they don't know how things just go in the people community. They don't know how things just go. They don't know the things just go. They don't understand the game. They don't understand the rules. These people then wake up in the morning and start to do this thing, you know. I keep telling you, it's because they learn off of the PNM. They learn and they are putting it back into play and they're playing it back to me. And we have to be now just like how we play now. It's like a football game. Because at one point in time when Trinidad used to be beating everybody, people sit down and they learn the tactics, they learn everything. And now they coming back now and they cutting the tail end. And then we now starting to shine a little bit and we starting to reform because we didn't have something called we own strategies. So now we getting with strategies together and we getting with reform back in play. So at least we get defend and score. Because this administration knows fully well that they can't deliver no kind of response to the MPs in the parliament. Imagine Hans Devine's hands, you know, a junior, and we all call him a junior MP because he's not he don't have no experience as a member of parliament yet. He's a junior. Imagine he had a senior government minister on the back foot that can talk about what is sports tourism, what he doing for sports tourism. Talk a whole heap of shit. Talk a whole heap of shit in the parliament until the permanent secretary and come and tell him, hey, you know, hold up. No, this is the road they had to take. They the road they had to talk. And then we go and then we go down that road. Imagine that. They cannot even defend. And when they want the back foot now, because the goal down, the goal's down. Right now, they're getting goal after goal after goal after goal because the Maxi driving, the Maxi walking, it tune up, it well oiled. The football squad come out, the PNM football squad come out because 12 aside. And they delivering, they mashing them up in the parliament. And because they mash them up in the parliament, the only thing they can come out and say, this one have a thing and the pop a 1-page document. And that's it. My God, it is so shameful to see. If that was the PNM, oh God, we'd have hear back now. But it's the UNC. It is the UNC that don't have a clue on what and how they're going to govern this country. And even today, when I pass by the URP offices, they have these young people coming to sign up for jobs. And I say, I wanted to go and do a little live, but I say, see me, you see black people, they like too much of fucking um some. And I reach a point now that I just don't have the time for that mama give some again. Because if they die for your life, to be treated like you're begging for something, then oh you go ahead. Telling me, and they were said it Sunday. Know your worth. Know your worth. Stop letting people treat you as though you're a second and third class citizen in your own country. Or you focus. Stop letting people use Oya and make Oya feel Oya's third and fourth class citizens. Yeah, I could have swear I no feel a earthquake here, I could have swear I just felt a little small earthquake, which when I say no, I could have swear the thing was shaking just now. Seriously, a little earthquake. But I wouldn't doubt it. 'Cause I really hear the 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 galvanized shake a little bit too, eh? And it was a good strong one too. But you see all that demonic and evil thing that Kamala Prasad Bisasa, 5.1 you're saying, Hmm. Oh yeah. Say a prayer for Trinidad. Oh, okay. And that was about 45 miles away. Hmm. Well, if I in Central and I feel that shake, just imagine those who closer to Port of Spain and who close to the sea that felt the shake even worse. And that is all because of what Kamala Prasad Bisasa and them doing to this country. That they even bring in the gods and driving the gods on 40-foot trailer. The statues, they bring in statues and driving statue up and down the place, all down in Central, all down in Port of Spain. Up and down. This country ain't even reach a year with this government and it's paying pressure and problems, Three P's. It's like these people and them so want to destroy that they want to hand over even Trinidad and Tobago, a sovereign nation and independent. We fight for our independence. They want to hand it over to Donald Trump because them like to be under master. Well, they will keep getting the warnings and who will heed? Who will heed? Who will heed? It is a destructive government that we have. They are bent on destroying the lives of citizens in this country. They want certain people to kneel down and like beg them for work in this place to mind the family. But I will go back to what Keith Scotland said and what I've always been saying, even before Keith Scotland said it. The time for talking is over. The time to hit the road is now. We cannot be in the seat of power, which is in Port of Spain. And these people want to destroy your capital city, your Trinidad and Tobago, your financial capital that even Manning, even Moving Augustus Manning worked so hard to build a big financial complex so that we will be the financial capital of the Caribbean. We have been working so hard to build and develop our nation to see in a blink of an eye how they just come. Yeah, there was, yeah, I know about the defense force doing yeah, yes. When they try to go down in Venezuela and kill the Venezuelan when they try to kill the Venezuelan president and the Venezuelans came out and said that Trinidadians was involved in the operation, yes. Yeah, I remember it clearly, Val. And come Sunday, we're gonna have a docking. Well, boy, I don't know where Chris Hamilton when this SOE coming to an end. Imagine a light aircraft flying over my head. Light aircraft flying over my head. I don't know if I doubt that aircraft. Seriously, because light aircrafts like that do fly in the night this so. So I don't know if it's a drone because it's moving too slow. Well, I don't know if it's a drone, but it's very high, and these light aircrafts do fly this hour in the night. They don't. No, I don't. They don't. And he taking the maritime and he going down the road. So I don't know. Well, I don't. But you don't know what is fiction and what is reality again in this country. No. This is the first time I see a light aircraft because I always looking up at the sky. I always looking up at the sky. And tonight is the first time I've seen a light aircraft flying and he taking the maritime heading down the road. So I don't know. He going Piaco. Can know the direction which Piaco is. But he taking the maritime. But I don't know if it's me, but Okay, let me no well no if I tell you, I will find it funny, but me I watching these guys regularly, but one light aircraft just fly, and the next one just yeah. Well, it had to be drawn because me understand that. I I I watching these guys, me playing that, So I watch it because one going this direction and one flying going in a southern direction. But that's why I watch up here because next time I see something coming, I can run quick and dive. But boy, me, I don't play that now. But let me get back to what I was saying. I just find it funny that two, two, small craft, just one just fly going so, and the next one going so. So I don't know where's that one. But I know Trump said that he going before Congress, that he going to pay before Congress to see if he get pass for the invasion to take place. So, but let me get back to what I was saying. We could laugh, I watching me ass these days, yeah. That's why when they ask me, but how come you ain't driving? No, I don't want no car. I want nobody monitor me. I want nobody to see when I'm pulling up, when I'm driving in, when I'm going so, and when I'm going so. Nah. Plus earthquake, I'm telling you, and plus earthquake just shake the ground. So me ain't playing that. I telling you, I never see a light aircraft flying this over the night down on this side. If you Piaco, if you tell me, but not down here. Bring that one, and not one, but two. And when I mean a light, and I still seeing the one we head so. All right, then I'll decide upon me light. Eh. Then I'll decide upon me light. But let me get back to what I was saying in terms of this blatant attack on people and the so-called and the business. If I was Kareem, I'd have sue. I would have sue half of them commenters. Half of them commenters I'd have sued them. But I will dive in more on Sunday to talk about more in depth in terms of this documentation that they put out, or this one page documentation showing that he registered, and how he's a businessman. And imagine a man telling me, you see, he's the owner of the company, he's the owner of the company. If you have directors of a company, now there's ways to have directors and still be the owner and lock yourself in certain ways. But I haven't seen the documentation and the bylaws. The bylaws is what will set you apart from the rest of directors. But Sunday I'll go into that. And I want the UNC, the hypocrites in the UNC who give the friend and the family and the partner a woman stay in what? In one a woman stay the prime minister did stay by she friend in Tunapuna and bam they get contract. But when you ask for your contract, it's a problem as a black man to ask for your contract or to ask for a contract. Because you know the first thing they will tell you, if you're qualified, you have finances. Many times we get people getting contract and they have to go to the mercy sometimes of the credit union or go to the mercy of the banks to get a loan to finance the contract. And the bank is who getting the majority of the money. The banks or the credit union, because you do the work now and you might get paid until the next 6 or probably a whole year. But they vex because you get $2 million in contract over a 5-year period. And that is big news. Or $2.7 million in contract, and that is big news. But they don't tell you the things that they're trying to go through to get these little contracts to sign up for your tendering processes to the office, to the office of the procurement, which is a task by itself. They don't tell you them things, but they make it sound good, eh? Well, you can't get no contract under the PNM if it wasn't going through the office of the procurement. You wasn't getting no contract. And if only when you sign up there, then you will see where you fall into and where category you fall into. And then you get then they will give you a tender. And then you had to apply like everybody else. Bid for it. And then you get the contract. If it is that you are successful in your bidding process, that's the only way you get the contract. So when I hear them UNC and them talking, wait till you hear how much of them get contract. And they never go through the process, the office of the procurement with that process. Wait until you hear all the shady deal that taking place. Or is it that Kamala can't get no contract? She can't get nobody nothing right now. Because of how she had to downsize to accommodate the IMF policies that she putting us under. And now that Alutrin packing up the bags and going. And we have been downgraded another 1% again. So we only being downgraded after downgraded after downgraded after downgraded and companies leaving. But they putting out documentation to show you a man get a $2 million contract over a 4 year period and a 2.7 over a 4 or 5 year period. Or you make it make sense. This Sunday, we'll be talking a little raw. More raw than how we talking now. And we're gonna tell it as it is. And when we had to tell Sarah her mother so and so, nobody will tell me that we using too much obscene language. And if we had to tell Jolene John, go and ask your mother, nobody will tell me nothing. Because when we're bringing it real and raw to them, we are going to be defending what is right in this country for the people and for the party. People, have a blessed evening. Do enjoy the rest of your night. We did have an earthquake, and can't even see how much we had on the live. I don't know, and I don't really care. People go and watch it after. But prepare yourself for what is going to be coming. No more farting, please. You mean what farting you talking about? What farting you talking? What we hey, what we talking about? What we talking about? Oh, okay. Well, not me. Not me. Tell Kamala that. You see, she bottom down flat already. So tell Kamala that. I don't want she sit down. If she gonna ask, don't hurt it. Look, leave that for Sunday. Leave that for Sunday. People have a blessed and a safe night. I people later.